saved your dad from corona. Right? All right, you ready? We gotta go. Where's the clock? Okay, live. Avi, we're live? All right, Rabbi Sai, full pack day. Today's shir is sponsored Leilu Nishmas Yoel ben Aryeh Leib, the Neshama should have an aliyah, sponsored by the Eliwatt family of New Jersey, Modi'in, and Bet Shemesh. Oh, I didn't speak into it. Leilu Nishmas Yoel ben Aryeh Leib. Shkoyach. That we can take off, yeah. We have a very, very special guest speaker today. 30 to 40 second speech. Nachum is looking at me like crazy. This is one of the world's most popular children we have here in Bet Shemesh. We have over 18 schools. Happy birthday to who? Oh, Mendy. Yeah, put it in the thing. So we're going to get to use it. Here, Avi.
Birthday to Noah Miller.
Noah Miller. Wow. Hey, we got one for Noah Miller also. Here we go. Sheesh. All right. Anyways, going back to... In Ramat Bet Shemesh, we have, I think, over 18 boys' schools. Anyways, there's thousands of children. One of the most popular kids in Ramat Bet Shemesh is Aryeh Kamiansky. And yesterday, as I was leaving shul, he had a big bag of shalach manos, and he comes running over to me, and he says, "Here's the shalach manos for you." I said, "For me?" He says, "Yeah, I love you. And he went on saying something, and I asked him if he could tell to the Ilm. I hope he says the same thing. Here, Aryeh, get up on your chair. Tell everybody what you told me. Why did you give me shalach manos?
Because you saved everybody that goes to Daf Yomi from coronavirus.
Whoever goes to Daf Yomi, you don't get coronavirus. Why is that? Why don't you get coronavirus if you go to Daf Yomi?
Because Rav Gamliel said, if you learn Torah and you
From corona?
yeah,
Why?
because you don't want them to get coronavirus.
Who did I save?
My dad,
Good.
Rabbi Salter.
Rabbi Seltzer. Okay, so I saved two people. Yishkoyach. Thank you, Aryeh. Givaldik. All right.
You went all script at the end.
Yeah. No, he came spontaneous. I'm not kidding. Came over. He said, you saved my dad from corona. Like, what? The good news is that Avi decided yesterday that he's not going to America. He's going to go to America, but with the 14-day quarantine, he said he was going to go, and now he's not going. Real quickly, we have what? We'll see. Dear Rabbi Stefansky, Mazel Tov on finishing brachas. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for the wonderful summaries of the daf. They provide a great way to do chazar after each day of daf. I really appreciate the effort that you must put into preparing this shiur. Kol Tov and much hatzlacha from Masechet Shabbos and the rest of Shas. Gidon, Moscow, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And then, Mikotza Lakotza, we have a guy from RBSA. I'm not sure why he's not here, but hi, been listening and watching the full daf for all of brachas. Givaldik. How did I start? I live in RBS for 20 years. 2 cycles ago, I learned Daf Yomi with the Rav Shmuel Katz, also Givaldik, yet I never finished the entire cycle. About a year and a half ago, Hillel Abrams got me hooked, blah, 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 which means I received daily updates when a new video came out. Bekitzer, he subscribed to YouTube. I occasionally watch a shir. Okay. 1 year ago, full stroke, fully recovered. So this Hadoya, he wanted to make a change in his life. It's pretty long, so I'm just skipping around there. The 8-minute version. Anyways, well, why not start with the rest of the world so I haven't missed an online shir for the entire brachas, all the way to the end. Givaldik, he's a guy that did every single shir online. Here are a few notes that come to mind that I wanted to share with you from the Masechta. I'm going to skip them. That's for me private. It has to do with hearts and palm and popcorn and hagoimel. Thank you very much for making consistent learning Yomi easily accessible. I'm with you every day, whether you know it or not, even though I'm only a few minutes away from the new Daf Yomi Center. Thanks. I plan on continuing with Shabbos. David Block, RBSA, I'm sure he has good reasons for not being here, so Yeshur Koyach. And with that, he has no Koyach. Okay. We are holding Dr. David Block. Okay, you know him. Okay, Dr. Givaldik. Daf Daled Amud Beis. We are in the middle of a sugya. It's a long sugya. It's ending on Daf Hey Amud Aleph. I told you the end of the sugya yesterday. I cheated a little bit. The Gemara's question is, if an ani, I know Rabbi said yesterday was a little noisy, but that was Purim, we let it go. Today let's get it together and let the olam hear. If a person, Shalom, an ani, we call him an ani because he's standing in Rosh Hashanah, he takes an object and he transfers it to a different domain into Rosh Hashanah, places it on an Ashir, the Balabais' hand. The Balabais is passive, he's just standing like this, he's like a shelf. He places it on his hand. The ani was over on an akira and the hanacha. And he's chayiv for meleches haitzah. The question is why? And a hand is only 5 inches wide by 5 inches or so. Unless he's Shakil O'Neal, 9 inches by 11 inches. Fine. But you're still not at 4 tfachim. You need to be at 4 tfachim to be a makom for Rosh Hashanah. Why is he over? Different attempts, multiple attempts. Yesterday we said, maybe it's Rebbe Kiva, who says you don't need 4 tfachim. We went away with that. Now we're going to go to Ella Omar of Yosef, where it becomes wide. Homani Rebbehi. It goes according to Rebbe. Now, there's a couple of options. Hey Rebbe, which one? Ilei meha Rebbe the Sanyo. Zorak v'noch agabi ziz. We're talking about a person in Rishus Harabim, and we're talking about, according to Rashi, a transfer of 4 amas in Rishus Harabim. He threw something in Rishus Harabim, v'noch agabe ziz kolshu. It landed on top of a branch. Doesn't have to be 4 amas. Rabbi Mechayev v'chachomim poitrim. Rabbi says you're chayev on 4 amas, and chachomim say you're potter. Oh, says the Gemara, Hasam kedebi'inon lemeimar lekamon keda'abaya over there. So you see that you don't need 4 tfachim because it says kolshu. It landed on kolshu, even on a kolshu is okay. Says the Gemara, no, you can't say it goes according to this Rebbe. Keda'abaya doma Rebbe hacha be'ilon ha'omed b'shus ha'yachid v'noifei noitel b'shus ha'rabim. It's a very specific case of a tree that's in Rosh Hashanah and its branches come out into Rosh Hashanah. V'zorak v'noch ha'noifei, and it landed on its branches. The Rebbe Sovam Rinon shedei noifei basi yikaroi. It's a different halacha over there. It's a halacha whether we consider the trunk of the tree, which is 4 tfachim, and an extension to that trunk would be a branch that goes into Rosh Hashanah. So in fact, yes, it landed on a branch. It's very narrow, but we don't view the branch as a narrow branch. We view the branch as a very thick trunk. Rabbanan Sabri La'amrin shedei noifei basi yikaroi. So it's not important to us. That Rebbe, it can't be that Rebbe. Eloha Rebbe, the Sanyo. Zorg Rishus Harabim, Rishus Hayachid Be'emtza. Reverse case of what we had yesterday. Yesterday we had a case of Rishus Hayachid. They were playing ball between their houses. Now they're playing ball from one street to another street, and there was a backyard in between. Yeah? I don't know. Think about an example. Oh, Chaval, I want to print it. I thought about an example, I forgot to print it. There was a guy in China who insisted on not moving his home. I guess they don't have eminent domain over there. I don't know what the thing was. And they made a crazy highway around his house. 3 lanes. He has his house. I don't know how he gets in and out. He probably doesn't. But he was action. That would have been a beautiful picture. So they're throwing from the 3-lane highway over his house into another 3-lane highway. What? Who was that? Hill's on it. We're going to get it. Avi's on it. We'll get the picture in a second. It's a crazy picture. There's one in England also. Another Meshugana. There's Meshugayim in England too. Okay. By the way, that guy in China, he's the one that started the whole Corona thing. Zog the Gemara. That's what happened. So he went from Rishus Harabim to Rishus Harabim. He was throwing a ball over the guy's house. And what? What? Why? No, but Rishus Harabim is the Makom. No. Rishus Yachid is all the way up. Rishus Harabim is up until 10 Tfachim, which we're going to discuss in a second. That's too small. I need a big picture. Okay, he got it. Here we go. Oh, it's a nice picture. We need a bigger picture. That's during construction. Show it afterwards. Yeah. I don't know. They have the picture? Fine. We got the picture. Rebbe says Yechayev, Chacham say Yepater. Rebbe Yehuda Mishmuel. Mechayev hoye Rebbe Shtayim. Achas mishum Eitzah, va'achas mishum Achnasa. What's Eitzah? If you remember in the Mishnah we learned Eitzah means from Rishus HaYachid to Rishus HaRabim. And from Rishus HaRabim to Rishus HaYachid is called Achnasa. So now, he started out in Rishus HaRabim. He threw the ball over the house in Rishus HaYachid and it landed in Rishus HaRabim. So first of all, he did Achnasa. He went from Rishus HaRabim to Rishus HaYachid. We're going to be learning, like we learned yesterday, the concept of Kluto Kimshun Chodamyo. That's Rebbe Kiva's, the concept in Rebbe Kiva, that what? Whose cake is who? I'm confused there. There's a lot of cakes going on there. There's Berekis also. Kluto Kimshun. As it was passing over the Rishus HaYachid, it landed halachically in Rishus HaYachid. Excuse me. How much? What did it land on? Did it have 4 tefachim to land on? No. It just landed on the ear. The ear is not 4 tefachim. So you see the concept of Rebbe that you don't need 4 tefachim to land. Then it also took off from Rishus HaYachid. Oh my gosh. This is a beautiful picture. Otazai. Okay, here you go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. And for the viewers, crazy picture. Okay, so anyway, yeah. Why? But we said that yesterday. There's no Dalet Amis. There's no Dalet Tfachim. It flew. How big is this thing? This thing is a few inches, and it was niklat in the ear. Where's the Dalet? There's no Dalet Tfachim in the ear. No. On a piece of ground. That's not Dalet Amis. It doesn't mention anything about Dalet Amis. You don't know where it is. First of all, the ear caught it. That's what we have to learn. I was also wondering the same thing. Maybe halachically there's a 4 tefachim, but it's a halachic concept. It's without a physical 4 tefachim. So, but it also took off from Rishus HaYachid to Rishus HaRabim. That's why Rebbe says you're chayiv 2 times. You're chayiv for Eitzah, for taking something from Rishus HaYachid, from that crazy house in the middle, and putting it on the other side of Rishus HaRabim. Yeah? Barak upon him. What? No, it's 2 different Rishus. Look. One is northbound and one is southbound. 2 different Rishus. No, you're doing ground. Forget it. You're talking about lanes going this way. Lanes, northbound, southbound, whatever. You went from here to here. Now, so Akapanim, you see the Yisoid, without going into great detail, you see the Yisoid that you don't need 4 tefachim according to Rebbe. Because he's doing a halachic landing, halachic takeoff, without any 4 tefachim. Says the Gemara, that's not a good raya. We're talking about a Rishus HaYachid that has a ceiling. I had, a few years ago, I had the opportunity, I went to visit one of my properties, and the property manager, she said, you have to see this apartment. We got to go see this apartment. I said, what? It's going to be a surprise. Ooh, wow, was it a surprise. We knock on the door, and a man in his 70s opens up the door like Adam Rishon before the Chet. Shalom Aleichem, no problem, right there. She says, this is Eli, he would like to see your apartment. Oh, no problem, come in. You walk in, he was a hoarder. In other words, there was only 1 foot path in the entire house. You walk in, there was piled to the ceiling. Everything, newspapers, soaps, deodorants, everything. You walk in, what? He couldn't find his clothes, I'm assuming. I don't know. He walked in and there was a bedroom there. I'll never forget, there's a bedroom that the door, there was only junk up to the door, but the top of the door is about 6-7 inches. And there's a cat looking at me from the top of the 6-7 inches. And I went into the bathroom. He had 400 toothpastes, 400 toothbrushes. It was the most incredible. And I'm thinking to myself, I should just raise this guy's rent. He can't move. It's a machla. I mean, the end of the story was that 2 weeks later, she told me that he killed himself in that apartment. And when they emptied all the stuff out, they found 70 guns with each one had a laser scope on it. His son came and donated it all to the police, whatever. That was that. I'm only saying this because the Gemara says that when you have a roof, what? It happens to be illegal to have somebody like that. You have to, it's a hazard, and the fire department doesn't allow anything like it. It's a big problem, these people. Anyway. No, as I'm thinking, like, it's kemal yadami. Mamish mal yadami. I'm visualizing a house that there's no room. Wherever you put something on it, it's a shelf. Wherever you put it, it's there. Kemal yadami. That's what it says. Besa that has a roof, demal yadami. There is no ear in a private domain. It's all full. So no matter where you put it, it's as if it's on something. Oh. So memela, so it doesn't apply to us. Rebbe says it's only talking about Rosh Hashanah Mikura, that it has a ceiling. Now, okay, so you're asking, so what? What's our case? Our case is talking about Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, or Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah. There's an ani standing in Rosh Hashanah. He transferred it into the Balabaisa's hand, and we're asking why is the Balabaisa's hand considered 4 tefachim? So this whole case that Rebbe says that you don't need 4 tefachim because it's as if we're talking about that it's a Rosh Hashanah that has a ceiling on it. It has a ceiling. That's why it has a special halacha of 4 tefachim, because it's full. So no matter where you put it, it's full. You put it on 4 tefachim. But by us, you're going to say maybe in our mission we're talking about ceilings everywhere. Okay, Rosh Hashanah can have a ceiling, can have a roof. But you can't put a roof on Rosh Hashanah. Once you put a roof on Rosh Hashanah, Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda, Amar Rebbe, Amar Rav Abba, Amar Rav Huna, Amar Rav, Patur. If there's a ceiling in Rosh Hashanah, you're Patur. Why? Everything has to be exactly like it was in the Midbar. All our malachas we learned from the Levim, from the Midbar, from the Mishkan. And in the Mishkan, in the Midbar, there's no ceilings, obviously. When Klal Yisrael brought their stuff to the Mishkan, they went from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, or vice versa. There's no ceilings there. So you cannot say that there was a ceiling in Rosh Hashanah. Their tents had ceilings, but the Rosh Hashanah didn't have a ceiling. So now we have to go to another attempt. What is going on here in the Mishnah? If a guy placed something in somebody's hand, which is less than 4 tefachim, why is he chayiv? Homani acherim midisanya acherim oimrim oma b'mkoy moy v'kibel chayav. Akarim mkoy moy v'kibel potter. Beautiful. You're playing catch with somebody. We're all familiar with this. You're throwing it 50 feet, and the guy catches it. So who's chayiv? Who did the akira? Who did the anocha? The person that threw the ball. He did the akira because he threw it. He also did the hanacha because his throw is designed to land in 100 feet in the guy's glove. But if the guy is running towards you, he runs towards you, since your throw was designed to go 100 feet, and the guy ran towards you 20 feet, that's not where you wanted it to land. So who caused the landing? The catcher. So he caught it. Now what happens if you do an akira and somebody else does a hanacha? You're patur. It's awesome with the Rabbanan, but you're part of the Midiraisa.
I don't understand. You threw it to the guy was running to get it, right?
You're playing football now.
Yeah.
You threw a pass, it was a short pass, and the guy comes towards you. You
throw
thought,
it, so you should come towards him.
no, you threw it that should go 100 feet. You threw it 100 feet, but you by mistake threw it short or whatever, or he wanted.
By mistake.
It doesn't matter, by mistake, yes. It was designed, they said, it was designed to go 100 feet, but he decided to catch it early.
How could he catch it early?
Well, it was intercepted, exactly. It was intercepted, beautiful.
It was a low pass?
Yeah, it was a low pass. And he
The
ran
doc who came up with the frisbee
It
also
was,
says,
it was a low pass.
who cares what? No, it was a high pass. It was a high pass, but the guy jumped 14 feet in the air and intercepted it.
You're missing the point.
Or it was a low pass and the guy dived and he caught it.
No, he thought it was 100
Or
feet.
he went to the. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're
wanted
saying.
to be
What
100 feet
happened?
and it didn't go 100 feet.
It can't be over 10 tvachim.
Yeah. What's going on?
No, it could go through a Mokum Tur and then land in a Mokum Chiv and still be Chayiv, I think. There's a lot to go through the Mokum Tur. Again, Nachamo. For those who didn't understand, the guy threw, he was a pitcher, he was throwing it to the mound.
Change sports?
And the catcher, for whatever reason, decided to be Meshuggah was Purim. He ran out of his spot and ran towards the pitcher and caught it in the middle. Now the pitcher didn't want that. The pitcher wanted to go all the way to the plate, to the batting box. And the catcher decided to do something else. So the catcher ruined it for him. The catcher made his own hanacha. Two people that do one melacha are potter. One did akira, one did hanacha potter. It's going to get more interesting, Rabbi said. It's amazing stuff. Oh, but if the catcher sat there where he's supposed to sit in the batting box, he's chayev. But his mitt is only 1 foot. It's not 4 tefachim. Says the Gemara, you don't need 4. So this is the acherim. We're not there yet. We're going to push this off also. As the Gemara, from here you only see you don't need to land on 4 tefachim. You don't see that you need 4 you don't need 4 tefachim for the akira. It's interesting because yesterday when we asked the same question on Rabbi Kiva, over there we had a really good raya that that's the case, because over there we said Rabbi Kiva wasn't mechayiv 2 times. When you threw it in the air, we said there wasn't a takeoff. Otherwise, if there was a takeoff, you should be chayiv twice. That's a raya that even akira, Anyway, the Gemara just asked a question. Since you see there is a difference in Rabbi Kiva between a hanacha and akira, that hanacha you need 4 tvachim, akira you don't need 4 tvachim, so maybe this Tana also believes that there's a difference between hanacha and akira. Fine. V'hanacha nami, another question. Dilma the pashat kanfe v'kibla. Who told you that he caught it in his hand? Maybe he had a very large talus and he went like this. He made a tent, and that's how he caught it, which is a little bit of a doichak. Deiko nami anocha. Omer Reb Abba masnisin kigoin shekiblo betraskel v'niach agabe traskel. Deiko nami anocha. It's talking about, he had a basket. When the ani puts it in, it's not his little hand. It's a 4 tefachim basket. No, vayadikatani doesn't say anything about a basket in the Mishnah. It says a hand. Today, traskel should be yadai. Look, we're kind of stuck now. The Gemara says we tried different ways. We said maybe you don't need 4 tefachim. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. We don't have a good pshat. So maybe the pshat is there's a basket. And you're asking me why doesn't it say in the Mishnah? So if you want to stick in the word basket, fine. You can't have a basket in Rosh Hashanah that turns it into Rosh Hashanah, and that will be a problem. Everything is in the Gemara. Even my favorite game, which happens to be basketball, it's mefurish in the Gemara that they used to play it. It says here like this: Knots kana b'Rosh Hashanah. They put a basketball pole in Rosh Hashanah. Uberoishoy traskal, on top they put a basket. Zorak, and they threw into the basket. Right? Why is it called basketball? Because here, I'll prove it to you. I have it here. This is what it is. This is mamish the Gemara. They put a kana in the floor and they put a basket. They forgot in those days they didn't chop. They put a basket, and every time a guy scored a basket, they went up on top and took the ball out. Until some genius said, wait a minute, we don't need a bottom, we could just make it, so it's called a basketball. If you look closely, here's the Israeli guy giving this guy an elbow, and this guy is shooting like whatever. Anyway, why do we have... Okay, this is just Joakim Noah, right over here. I heard he's still playing. What? Oh, sorry.
There's no
There's the basket on top of the thing.
Where's the backboard?
This backboard came later. Oh.
Now we're cheating.
All right. So now it's going to Rosh Traska, Zorag V'nochal Gabov, and the ball landed on top. Chayov. Diger Beis Rabbi Yehuda, Pashav Al Bais Yisrael Chutz, V'nos Antech Yodi Shaloni Amay Chayev, Mishus HaYachid Kamapik. According to Rabbi Yossi, that this is considered Rishus HaYachid, even though they're playing basketball in the middle of the highway. This is Rishus HaYachid. Why? Because you have a basket. But a Rishus HaYachid needs 10 Tvachim. So here we're going to just mention briefly that there's a concept called Gud Achis Mechitzta. We have that in Sukkah, and that's you pretend that the walls go downwards. That's why I have these arrows here. You pretend that the basket extends 10 Tvachim down. But we have a major problem here, that it's pretty obvious that, like Mr. Pfeffer keeps on saying, or like Menachem mentioned before, it has to be under 10 Tvachim. Because in Rosh Hashanah, once you go above 10 Tvachim, it's not Rosh Hashanah anymore. And that's pretty much what the Gemara is going to answer, but it's pretty obvious. Fine. So there's a difference between above 10 Tvachim, 10 Tvachim, and that makes it Rosh Hashanah. If you're in Rosh Hashanah and you're below 10 Tvachim, so you're still a Rosh Hashanah. Again, this whole pshat doesn't make sense. It says that he has the oni put it into a hand. You should have said something about a basket. All new pshat. Why don't I need 4 Tvachim in my hand? We're talking about the concept of lavud. By the way, yesterday, one of the best lines was a Yerushalmi guy comes into my house to ask for money. He goes, I'm going to give you a Corona Shalom Aleichem. Lavud is good enough. That's what he said. Lavud. I liked it, no, because he was sensitive to, because the other guys, they couldn't care less. They're like licking their hand and like Shalom Aleichem kind of thing. This guy, anyways, lavud. What's lavud? Anything within 3 Tvachim is considered What about the Yerushalmi that comes right into, like, he's like breathing over here? I'm like, no, I hope he doesn't have corona. I really, what am I going to say? Get back.
I thought that yesterday? Yeah, exactly. That's like,
Stefansky. I was like, but yeah, okay. The further away you are from me, the more you're going to get, I promise you. Fine.
A million people came to that. Every time they breathe on me, I thought that.
Fine. I'm feeling okay, I think.
Hey, you're saving everyone. You're good, Dr. Stefansky.
Yeah, but I can save you guys. I can't save myself. So talking about the concept of lavud. You're asking me, his hand doesn't have 4 tfachim. His hand is the ground. The ground has a lot of tfachim to it. Since my hand is within 3 tfachim, we all know lavud is from sukkah. You have an opening that's less than 3 tfachim, you just close it halachically. My hand is as if it's on the ground. The ground is 4 tfachim, not a problem. So the Gemara goes through a series of big doichaks. Nobody likes doichaks. It says before the guy was standing. So how in the world, if he's standing, how in the world, especially if Shaquille O'Neal, how does your hand 3 tvachim from the ground? Doesn't make sense. He could bend over. He's doing moedim. He himself is in a pit. Mimela, his nose is by the ground level, so he sticks his hand out like this. Oh, so he doesn't have to bend down. He's actually standing, he's standing in a pit. Bananas. We're talking about, bananas, sorry. Bananas, it's not Purim anymore. I have to get my, but it's Purim Yerushalayim today. It's Purim Yerushalayim. We're talking about a vertically challenged human being, and Mimela, he has no issue of putting his hand close to the ground, 3 tvachim. It already is 3 tvachim. I just chop now. He doesn't have to bend. His hands are 3 tvachim from the ground. Fine. Omarava, ich tanu lashmiran kahani. Rashi explains it beautifully. The Mishnah tells me Yadai. So all the Mishnah should have said is that he extended his beged, says Rashi. You want to get me to 4 tefachim, you don't have to come up with crazy ideas. The guy was vertically challenged, he was bending over, he this, he that. Just say, he extended his garment like this, he made a tent with his talis katan, whatever it is, and he has 4 tefachim. So you tell me the word yodai, and you tell me that you have to come onto all sorts of, obviously from the Mishnah it says yodai, it means that your hand is enough. Elam arava yodai shel adam, this is the final pshat, and this is what we understand. Yodai shel adam chashuv eloi kedalad al dalad. Halacha, a human hand has halachic chashivas of 4 tefachim by 4 tefachim. Some people say because a hand could grab very large objects that are 4 tefachim, it has the ability to do so. You have a thumb, you have fingers, or in the Mishkan they would do that. They would use their hand as a 4 by 4. It has a chashivas. A hand has a chashivas as 4 by 4. And that's the end of the sugya. Finished. You're asking me how could I place an object in somebody's hand when it's not 4 tefachim? It is 4 tefachim. It's a 4 tefachim halachic 4 tefachim. My small hand halachically is 4 tefachim, just like any other 4 tefachim shelf. Listen to this. This is a beautiful shayla. If I throw a ball into my friend's hand, I am chayiv. By throwing it, I did an akira. By it landing in his hand, I, the thrower, did a hanacha, because that's what I intended it to do. Chayiv. Michael Mashmalon, Yodei Shalodom, Chashuv Eloi, Kedalid al Dalid. Well, I'm telling you a chiddush here that my friend's hand, by him catching it, it's considered 4 by 4. He already said it. That's because, as a pitcher, I want the catcher to catch it and consider it choshev, and I want him to catch it, and memela, I establish that hand that I'm looking at as a 4 tefachim hand. Maybe in this case, I didn't think, I just threw the ball and he caught it. Maybe I wasn't machshav it as 4, komash malon. No matter what, every human hand has a chashivas of 4 by 4. If the catcher didn't move 1 inch,
Why didn't you just say that case?
huh? What is the case? That is the case.
Just say the second case. Like Rabbi Yochanan said.
The what?
Just say the case.
Where's the catcher?
Don't know the first case.
They discuss it. They do. Look inside, you'll see. The case that we had before. If the catcher comes towards you, listen to this, Rabbi says, Givaldik. If the catcher comes towards you, the thrower is potter. Why? Because he intended it to land somewhere else. The guy that decided to get up in the middle and run towards you and catch it earlier, he's the one that did the hanacha. He ruined your hanacha. You wanted to land 100 feet from you, and now landed only 50 feet from you.
Both potter.
They're both potter in the Raisa because there's no akira and hanacha for one person. Tanya Nami. That's what we had before. By Rabbi Yochanan, listen to this gewaltige kasha. Zorak chayfetz v'neku mim koimoi v'chazav v'kibloi ma'u. What happens if you threw a ball and then you stood in one place and you went like this, like in the cartoons, and you ran ahead and you caught the ball, or like his case, you threw a frisbee, let's say. You intended it to go 100 feet and it was like traveling real slow. You said, you know what, I could catch it myself. And you ran and you caught it in the middle. Listen to this kasha, it's unbelievable. You intended to throw the frisbee 100 feet. And then you decided afterwards to intercept your own throw and catch it after 50 feet. But your hanacha was supposed to be 100 feet from there. But you intercepted your own throw. You did the akira and the hanacha, maybe you should be chayiv, but maybe you ruined your own hanacha because your hanacha was supposed to be 100 feet and you made it 50 feet. What do you do with such a question? It's an amazing question. Anything. How? Well, first of all, in Gemara, you could also always apply stuff to different things. That's the whole thing in Gemara. You take something you learned over here, you apply it to different things, 100%. But it's gewaldig because you have to, but you really truly understand the svara over here. Is the shot when somebody else, because it's another human being intercepting, and that's what causes it, or it's because it's another place that it was intercepted, and that's what ruins it? Maybe because it's one human that did both Akir and Anacha, you should be chayiv. I understand the other tzad better even. It's not where it was supposed to land. It was supposed to land 100 feet from here, and it landed 50 feet from here. Mr. Fetter. Fetter, I mean. Since he did both things, the Akir and the Anacha, he now just intercepted his own pass. You should be like another person here. Upater, there's no real resolution to this. Teiku. Fine. Zog the Gemara Amar Rabbi Yochanan. There's beautiful svaras here today. A guy sticks his hand into his friend's backyard and receives rain. Is that an Akira? Rabbi says, is that an Akira? I took rain from my friends. It was raining. I went like this, and then I brought it to Rosh Hashanah. Is that an Akira and Anacha? Nobody's answering. Nobody's. Why is that Akira?
No, it's like taking air.
What do you mean ear? I have 2 pounds of rain in my hand. Why is that ear?
You explain.
A lot of rain. A revius of rain. A revius of rain. But where's the Akira?
When you moved it back.
Yeah, but I didn't pick it up. Yeah, it's a trick. I didn't pick it up. It went into my hand. It went into my hand.
You put your hand in it.
I put my hand to catch it, but that's Anacha. It's not Akira. Akira means I have to lift up. To lift up. No, I didn't. Oh, it's as if the honey put it in there. So let's see inside.
Yes, you did lift your hand.
And he went from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah Chayav. Our first mission says that if a ani has to lift it up, if somebody, no, forget that. We had the other case. I forgot to bring the picture. The guy drew it for me. A guy, they loaded him up with fruit, right? Itino shemayim. What's the difference? You have to do an akira. You have to lift the object off the ground. It's not enough that somebody puts it in your hand. It's not good if somebody puts it in your hand. Even though the akira, he didn't do the akira. Says the Gemara, you're right. Now the Gemara tries. The Gemara knows the answer. The Gemara is Kederach HaGemara. We're going to go through different things to see why they don't work. First attempt is, he went like this to the rain. Here's his hand, he goes like this. He's paddling it. So maybe by paddling the rain into your hand, that's an akira. Yes, if you go like this, that's not an akira because it just happened to fall in your hand. And you have to lift it up, and you didn't. You have to grab the rain somehow. So the first attempt is he went like this. This is how he grabbed it. No, a touch pass, it's called in basketball. Wait a minute. Going like this is nothing. You need 4 tefachim. Going like that is not 4 tefachim. Attempt number 3 or 2 is that the rain is coming down a wall. A wall is 4 tefachim. It's a vertical wall, but it's moving. The rain is moving down the wall. And you stick your hand and you start catching rain off a wall. It never rested. It's in constant movement. Motion, constant motion. Okay. So now the Gemara goes in, but this motto you could these svaras you could apply all over to anything in the world and Shas and in life. You're on an angle, so angle slows it down, right? We know that vertical is going to be much quicker than an angle, so you slowed it down somewhat. It's a little bit on angle. And where does it say? This is not. Here, I brought a sefer with me. It says Rashi, it's a Megillah. Very interesting. So he's reading from the sefer and it goes like this. It falls out of his hand. And on the skufa is a Carmelist because he's in front of his house. He's not in his house. He's on the stoop of his house. It's more than 3 tvachim above the ground. B'nizgalgal sefer miyada. You know, sometimes when that happens with the toilet paper, it just rolls and rolls. You don't know what to do it, and it lands somewhere. And then you have to start rolling it back up. It's not that funny.
Just like the Megillah.
B'nizgalgal miyada, you go lesloi. So what are you allowed to do? You're allowed to start rolling it back up. You go like this, roll it back up. Why? There's a concept called iguda biyadai. I'm still holding on to it. So it's as if it's in my hand. Lavdil. If it didn't get to 10 tvachim away from the ground, you bring it to yourself. You go like this. Here's the beautiful ksav. It's not a real Megillah. And you don't want people to see this because it's not nice. It's a bezoyan on Shabbos to lay like that for 10 hours. You flip it over like this. You go like this. Now we're good. Nobody sees what's going on here. And it's not a bezoyan to the Megillah, to the Sefer. In those days, by the way, everything was written like this, right? All Chumashim, all Rishonim, whatever it was written on cloth, on a scroll. V'avinam we asked the question, Am I hoifchoy al aksav, holoi noch? It never rested anywhere. V'amaravo, because of Meshupa. What does it mean? It's 10 tefachim. It's dangling 10 tefachim above the ground, so it never rested. So it's still in your hand, and it's like this, big deal. No, it's not like this. It's actually on a pitched roof. What? Oh, that's what the Gemara is going to ask. So the Sefer is on a pitched roof, just motionless, right? It's a Sefer. Half is in my hand, the rest is spread out on the roof. Ask the Gemara, what's the connection to our sugya? That doesn't move at all. But water on an angle is going to continue moving. So never had a point of resting, so you just grabbed water without doing an akira. You never lifted something up that was not in motion. Lifting something up that's in motion is not an akira. He took water from a puddle. He took the top portion of the water. Says the Gemara, Guma Pshita. Yeah, it's an obvious. He just took water that's not in motion. So nupshat, and it's a chiddush. How do we view water? Water that's resting on an ocean floor. There's an ocean, it goes 1,000 feet down. So is the water stationary or moving? It constantly goes like this. What is this water? Big chiddush. The water is laying on something solid. We view it as laying on something solid. Why? Because water is water, and it's laying on water that goes all the way down to the ocean floor. And the water on the ocean floor is on something solid, so since it's one item, it's all water, it's all the same. So the water that I just put down, or the water that I just raised, even though it's moving, it's as if my hand is also moving. But the bottom of my hand is on something stationary. So in Mela, the whole water is one piece. That's how we have to say that. That's the pshat. L'may nafkimina. What if you put another type of item on it? What if you put oil on top? What if you put a ball on top of the water? It's floating on top of the water. It's moving. That's not one and the same with the water. That's considered placing it down. Says Rava, but if I put a nut, a floating nut on top of water, there's no anacha. It never rested because it's constantly moving. And a nut and water are two different items. You can't view it as one. By Rava, here's a very interesting question. Ego is bikli, you put a nut, you put a ball, let's say, in a little boat, a little play boat. Now, compared to the boat, it's not moving, but the boat is moving with the water. How do we view that? You have what?
You'd be high on the boat.
No. You have, let's say, a bottle full of soda. The bottle is moving on the water, but the soda is not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's 10 seconds, it's for life. But there's a hanacha in the bottle, and the bottle is in the water. It's once removed from the water. Egos bikli, ukli tzaf agabi mayim, basar egos as linon. Do we view it? Do we look at the nut, the walnut, vaz linon, v'naich, and it's resting because it's resting on top of another piece of something. Oidimu basar kli as linon, v'leinaich, the nayid. But the vessel is constantly moving. It has no rest. Teiku. No pshat, no resolution. Shemen shetzaf agabi yayin. Oil naturally floats on top of wine. Machloikis Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri v'Rabbanan. The machloikis is this not shemen shetzaf agabi yayin ben nogat full yom b'shemen. We have shemen of truma that's floating on top of wine. A tful yom is a person who's tamei. He went into the mikveh that day, but he can't touch truma until nightfall. But he's in between tamei because he really did go to the mikveh, but he's not 100% tar yet. And then he touched this shemen. How do we view it? It's two separate products. You have oil on top, wine on the bottom. I touched the liquid on top. Did my finger touch everything all the way to the bottom of the vessel, which includes the wine, or it just touched one product called oil? They're both connected. So memelo what? Oh, so if, hold on a second. So according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, that they're both connected. So when I place something on top of it, it's like the oil, which is not part of the wine, is connected to the ground. So the walnut that I put on top of the water should also be connected to the ground. The two items. Why is a walnut different than oil? Oil, so what? The oil is also moving, which is moving on top of wine. But they're all the same. We say wine and oil are considered the same, even though there's two products. What's the difference? If I put a walnut on top of water, the two products, and they're both moving, they should be the same according to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. According to Chachamim, not. Should we stop right over here? Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd love you to continue, but it's 8 o'clock.
How about one more minute?
I'm happy.
A guy, this is an amazing thing, we have to understand this. A guy didn't have any intention to do an akira anocha. He wanted to walk in his house. And then, it's a big sugya. It's a big sugya, we're going to stop here, forget it. We'll have to start tomorrow.
Happy birthday.